a wonderful podcast we have for you. We present to you Miss Donna Sharpe, a blogger from TEDEdMoneyConnection.com website and our Facebook page, The Money Connection. In efforts to serve you, the viewer, we honestly try to bring valuable insight and viewpoints to readers through the Money Connection blog. Ms. Sharpe has graciously accepted an invitation to become a blog author of our great team. Ms. Sharpe is a native of Jamaica, and in her passion to be a health and life coach, for the past 9 years, she has owned and operated Complete Essence Massage and Spa in Brandon, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present to you our Money Connection interview with our hosts, Ted Harvey and Ed Bishop, and special guest, health and life coach, Miss Donna Sharpe.
Well, welcome to Money Connection. I'm Ted, and then we have Ed, but along with us, we have a special guest, Miss Donna Sharpe, who's owner of Complete Essence Massage and Spa. Welcome, Donna. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Yeah, fantastic. How you doing today, Ed?
I'm doing great, Ted, and I'm looking forward to having this audio with Miss Donna, and hopefully we will learn a lot about her and what she wants our readers to see, and how she's going to portray herself to our readers and give them some valuable information that they can use. So far, I see Donna has put out a lot of posts and everything, and I am very, very, very pleased with what she has done so far. So welcome, Donna.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Well, Donna, I just wanted to ask you a few questions so that we can get to know you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am 6 feet tall from Jamaica, West Indies. I currently have 2 beautiful children, both teenagers. And I have been in corporate America for about 15 years prior to my current existing career, which is in the spa industry. Right now I'm running a spa which generates massages, facials, nails, personal training. It's pretty much a wellness center. I truly believe that it's important to assist people from inside out as well as outside in. The temple is made up of just various components that allows the body to work like a well-oiled machine. So I am on the social side. I'm pretty sociable. I know quite a bit of people, and it's because of my ability to generate conversations. So one of my main things is to be able to assist people in America in general, just one person at a time. The best way I see to do that is to generate rapport and be able to understand them better and find out what their needs are to see how I can assist based on my content, my education, and all that I can fulfill in life. So that's just a little bit about me.
One of the things that I've noticed, because I've been by your Complete Essence, and I noticed that you had a lot of certificates, diplomas, all kinds of things that you have there. And, you know, I didn't get a chance to read all of them because there were so many, but aren't you like a coach and things like that, and you graduated from and you got all kind of degrees and what have you?
Yes, I always tell people I've been around the world in if I was to sum it all up. When people ask me to tell them about myself, I keep it simple and generalized, but I will tell you that I'm gifted in many ways, and it's not for some of the education I have, but just the gift that the Lord has given me. I am a graduate of Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, where I spent close to 6 years, my bachelor's degree, and also working into the master's program there. After leaving Maryland, I digressed to Florida, which I continued in the retail industry, and progressed to learn about the massage roll, the facial, the nails, all of those things. That's the component of the spa industry. But while doing that, I also participated at Kaiser University, where I received my sports medicine degree, which is an associate degree. One of the biggest things I've been doing for quite some time, unbeknownst to me, but again, part of the gift, is coaching people through various situations. And so my life coaching right now is at the top of my spectrum because it truly encompassed everything that I've been doing for several years. To tie it all in, while as a manager at an insurance company here in Florida, what I did every day was send out emails just motivating my team. And that's something my manager did not want me to do. They thought maybe it distracted me from my morning routine. But I explained to her that was how I started my day. And so I continued to send those emails out. And what I didn't know was not just my team of maybe 17 people were receiving these emails. It was also other individuals on the floor under different supervision that were also receiving it because they were being forwarded emails from my team. So this went on for about 5 years, and basically what was in that email is a motivational message for the day, a tip of the day, and what I thought was I was pretty much ministering to a lot of people, but in a secular world. So, you know, when you're in corporate America, you cannot speak about your personal beliefs. But what I found is that I was getting phone calls, or I was getting a text message or an email sent back to me saying, how did you know that I was going through issues with my son? Or how did you know that I had marital issues? And, you know, I didn't know. I was just allowing the Lord to use me. But I found over that 5-year period of time as I was blessing others in an indiscreet way. And so I continue to do that. And even though I'm not there now, I don't know, probably 10 or more years, that email is still being generated around because it's something that people need to take them into the 8-hour work shift on that job. So,
well, what brings me to, I mean, I interrupt you, what brings me to the theme of your articles that you've been writing for the Ted and Ed Connection on the blog, which is very interesting because it seems like these are not emails, these are actual articles that you're giving people day to day. I mean, on a spiritual level as well as on a physical level and a mental level. It seems like, you know, you're like a behavioral psychologist, I don't know, and then you're a health person, wellness. I mean, and then the articles are great. And tell us something that you really, you know, the themes that you're doing, because on the spiritual side, I mean, I really enjoyed reading those. Like one of the articles that you did, you were talking about anger. So how do you come up with all of those? Do you go through is it your personal experience? Is it something that you're getting from the Bible? Are you getting from different books, or how are you doing that?
Well, it's a combination of things. When I first started, one of the main sources I was leaning on was articles that were already out there in social media, in Google, just researching what was on my heart. What I began to do after that, I would research that article and give credit to that article and then add my own tidbits to it. And then I sat down and I said, well, you know what? I've experienced so many different things that it needs to come from me. It needs to come from my heart. So as a result, a lot of the articles that I've been writing on, they're strictly 100% my words. And, you know, a lot of times people don't understand is when you're going through trials and tribulations, what you speak about and what you try to teach others about is what you've been through. And some of my observation of how people are, what we want to say, going through life, which it really should be growing through life, is just understanding how the mind works, how the body works in conjunction with the spirit. There's a level of growth.
Say that again. That was kind of fast. You said instead of what versus what?
Going through life. I think a lot of people go through life, and they really should be growing through life.
Growing through life. Okay.
Growing through life. That's That's a great saying there. Also, I noticed that on your last blog post that you sent us, you I guess you reflecting upon what you were just talking about how you find things in life that really affect you. And I noticed in that article that you sent about servanthood, you were sitting there and you were talking to, I guess, this lady about what she wanted to get. You know, she was having lunch, I guess, somewhere, and you just happened to walk up to her and ask her about some things, and she gave you kind of a drab view and stuff of what was going on, where her food was tasting bad or was cold or whatever. Could you go a little bit further and stuff on what happened and stuff with this young lady that you were talking about?
Sure. I was at a counter at a restaurant checking out. And
go ahead.
This lady came up with her daughter, and I greeted her because being from the West Indies, one of the things a lot of people don't do here is greet people, saying a simple good morning. You go to Jamaica, and everyone you pass by, they're saying good morning. So I said, hello, how are you? And she says, I'm fine, except my food wasn't done properly. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, the food was cold. It looked like they had the food sit in for many days, and it wasn't what I ordered. And I said, She said, well, it's not usually like this, but I'm disappointed because now I'm wasting my time coming here. My daughter has to go back to school. And I said, you know, sometimes those things are unfortunate. I apologize that you're feeling that way. You probably have to get something to eat now outside of here. And she says, well, I don't have time for that. So mainly what I was trying to do was break the ice, because so many people operate on a surface level. They don't really dissect the situation and what's going on because they're working in that angry emotion. They're going with the emotions instead of taking 2 steps back to take 2 steps forward. So I was just basically trying to break the ice to allow her to feel not so uncomfortable and to leave there in a good heart, because right now she's upset at everyone in the restaurant except me because I'm a stranger, hopefully. And, you know, I just told her, have a wonderful day. I pray everything else goes great for you. And it could be just 2 kind words that would really make that person look at the situation different once they walk out the door. A lot of times it's not with the person. You know, we always look at people and point the finger and say they're doing this or they're feeling this way, but we don't know what they're going through inside. She could have been having a bad day before she even came and ordered her meal that day. I don't know that. So anger is, you know, so many people are angry these days on the road. You see them all the time, and it could be for nothing. So where does that take us?
Right. Now, the one thing that I wanted to – go ahead, Ed. Go ahead.
And that also takes us to the fact that everything that when I read that, I was thinking about what did the people, you know, the restaurant itself was serving her some bad food that she did not like. And we and stuff as entrepreneurs, and even you know, when you were dealing with your clients or whatever, you want some feedback. Maybe something had happened that was beyond that business's control, or maybe that person and stuff who served her was not doing a very good job as far as making sure that her food was hot. And a lot of times if you go back and talk to the individuals or the companies or whatever, or the businesses, whatever, about what they're doing, then they're going to try to do a better job at serving their customers. That was another thing that I wanted to bring forth, because I saw what you were saying about her and how she felt, and that she was kind of angry about what was going on, and that she just felt, well, I'm going to just walk away, and I'm not going to let them know that they served me some bad food that I did not like. Some businesses and stuff don't care. Yeah, go ahead.
And that's true. And what happens is when she walks away, she doesn't address the issue, because my prior career was a sales manager for 15 years. And I always tried my best to make right with that client. A lot of times the head, the leader, the corporate, the regional managers, they don't know what's going on at the lower end as far as all their employees. So if it's not addressed, then it's going to continue to happen. And like you said, it could have been a poor waiter that morning. It could have been, you know, improper preparation prior to store opening. So what happens now? Is she's going to leave? Is she going to come back? They may lose 10 more clients because of her. And she may not be that person that's as vocal to speak about it and address it and say, listen, I don't mind coming here, but this is unacceptable. So next time when I do come, please X, Y, Z. And that would change the situation. Absolutely. But it's results bound. It's, what should I say? It's what you're doing about the problem. So many people in life always have a problem with something, but how many people offer solutions?
Absolutely. And if you hold it in, and if you hold those things in and don't express how you feel and just let it go, holding it in is probably worse than expressing yourself. Because she's sitting there thinking about this food all day. Well, I ate some bad food, and they're just sitting there grinding right there inside of her, where all she has to do is just express what happened to someone else right there within the store and let them have that disagreement or that problem or whatever. Then that relieves her from having to take her anger and all that and take it out up on someone else at her job or maybe her child or something like that or whatever. So
that's correct.
You're right. Go ahead. Ted, you go ahead. You was getting ready to say something.
No, basically, I mean, many times I have had that experience, and it all depends on the situation, the time, and where I'm at. A lot of times, like the clerk, the checkout clerk will ask you, was the service good, was the food fine, and the whole time you can be eating the food and you're complaining that this is cold, this is hot, whatever. And you go up there and say, oh, everything was fine, and you just go on about your business. But sometimes, if I do have bad service and the clerk asks me, then I'll tell them. And you'd be surprised. A lot of times they say they might even give you a refund or give you a free pass the next time you come in. So a lot of people don't deal with those issues right then. It could be because they're in a hurry or whatever. And then another thing, too, the chef could have had an off day or what have you, or whatever. But the one thing that I did want to ask you about your profession, can you give me some thoughts in your field that you're in right now, and your concentration and profession, what exactly, how do you feel about this field that you're in, this profession? Because, I've been a member of all kind of fitness programs and different kind of spas and all of that, like LA Fitness and the YMCA and all of that, and so many different health programs that's out there for fitness. I mean, it's like, in the 80s, it really took off. And now it's still a hot market, but we have hundreds of thousands of people in this country that are obese. And the one thing that I noticed about you, like you said, you always say, I'm 6 feet tall. But then you're 6 feet tall and you're not 250 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So you got something special, that a lot of people don't have, and I keep telling myself I got to get over to Donna's. I got to get over to Donna's because whatever she's doing, I got to do. She said, because if you ever, and you see the picture of her, she don't look like what, I ain't going to tell you age now, but I'm going to just say this.
Yeah, okay.
You look like you're in your 20s. So you want to sort of kind of expound on that?
Absolutely. I guess I would say that I'm self-driven. That's one big plus about me being able to maintain my overall health and wellness. I've always told people that it's important to go back to the basics. I don't deal in fabricated products. In other words, I like things that are authentic. And if I were to separate myself from all the other health and wellness nutrition buffs, I would tell you that I don't promote anything that's heavily related to medication or preservative-based foods. Your body is a temple, and if you're going to put the right fuel into it, like the gasoline tank in the car analogy, then you're going to get a good motion through that vehicle. You put diesel fuel in non-diesel car, you're going to get a rocky ride. And unfortunately, people understand that they're doing those things to their body, but the response sometimes is, I don't care, I'm going to die one day anyway. Or you just don't have that self-driven motivation to be able to do that. So what strictly separates me from everyone else is that I speak about food healing from a holistic standpoint. So I go back to Adam and Eve from the Bible. I don't create, generate this bottle, this pill is going to do this. You don't need all of that because it's all coming from the natural plants and foods that we eat already. Yes, I am 6 feet tall, but I'm definitely not 200 plus pounds. I am a model, so I have to still maintain in that aspect because my body is sometimes on display, and I want to make sure it's tasteful. So do I want to walk around hanging all over the place? No. So as far as my personal training, it's personal training, the wellness coaching, all of that is done with weights. It's just like anyone else. Duration, the amount of time someone works out, the coaching, the food healing side of it, again, goes back from the nutritional plant-based diet and being able to follow a program that's consistent, eliminating some major things that contribute a lot to the overweight, obese society, which is the number one problem is sugar. And then the whole mind-body approach. You can do all those things, but if your mind is not in the right place, and if your mind hasn't locked down into a mode that says, I'm ready, then you're not going to follow suit. I watch it all the time when I teach at the gym. People start off their New Year's resolution in January, and now these days it's not 30 days. It's not 30 days anymore. It's almost like 5 days. I have a water aerobics class that has 25 people, and 5 days from then it's all maybe like 2 or 4. So consistency is the key. Duration is the key. The content of what you are purchasing over the counter in the supermarket is a big key, a big factor. Having your mind in the right place, your thought process, your attitudes, your approach to other people, your intentions. Intentions is a big thing. When I put my hands on people from the massage side of my business, am I doing it with the right intentions or am I doing it to just gain a couple of dollars? When your intention is there and your energy is connected to the intention, then the results are going to take place. But if it's not, then you're not going to get the same results. So I personally would like to live a long life. And the only way that I'm going to do that is to continuously take care of my body. And we have to do that as we age. Some things are mandatory that we have to do while aging, and that's weight bearing exercises. That's one of the number one things. So
that's right.
Consistency, I just don't see a lot of consistency in everything that people do in life. They start something for a short duration and they cut it off. You can see it in relationships right now. You have people that get married, they're on the love thing and they're butterflies, and once they get married, they're looking at the person like, who are you? Do I know you? And then the divorce takes place. Why? Because our expectations are high. We don't know the person. It's the same thing again, going back to establishing rapport. We haven't established rapport with the situation or the person. So we have this view of what we seem that we want to have happen, and we're disappointed, and we cut it off. It's like changing your shoelace, and that shouldn't be the case in a lot of things that we do, whether it be health, whether it be relationships. Just a lot of discipline has to be developed in order for all those things to take place.
And that's the one thing that you bring to the complete essence is by your coaching and motivating people to be consistent and disciplined. I think that's how you draw the people to your spa. And once they know how you teach and train people, and you do the holistic, like you said, the whole person, the total person, and then that gives them the same motivation. Now, the one question I wanted to ask you, the last question that I wanted to ask you, and this is sort of kind of out the box, but what do you see as one of our main problems in our community, and what would you do to solve it?
One of the main problems in our community is the lack of individuals, whether it be on a personal level or a business level, working together.
Okay.
No man is an island, and I think a lot of people feel that they are. So much can be done if individuals were to work together. You will have a greater improvement and progression in whatever goals we set versus someone being able to work by themselves. A lot of times people feel, I'm not going to share because they may get ahead of me. I keep my secrets to myself. Let me just not tell them what I'm doing in my business that's making me successful. Even if it's on a personal level in the family, it's, I'm not going to support that business. I know you do nails, and you're my family member, but I'm not going to come to you because I'm used to this particular location. You might make more if I come to you. So that just really bothers me. That bothers me to no end, because we could just be so far ahead if we just join our talents and skills and motivation and our blessing with each other. We could just be at such a higher point. If I were to, and this is not anything I've already thought about, but I'm just allowing the Lord to speak, to find a solution to that. It's, let's say, for example, we go to massage, nails, facial school, life coaching school, and you have other related individuals that are doing similar training. Before they leave that school is to be able to have a joint venture where they can go to a resource and say, well, listen, we have 10 life coach that's going to be graduating from here. We have 10 massage therapists. Find out what each of those individuals are going to do in their future endeavors. Maybe some of them prefer to work by themselves to be owners, and maybe some of them are not equipped to be owners, but they want to work with someone. And partner them up with each other and find out how they can collaborate their skills and grow an organization together. Because it takes a lot to run a business. And I think a lot of people, when they get in, don't realize it's more to it than meets the eye. I've had friends around me right now I have friends around me right now that there's one in particular. She just shut down her massage facility. You know, a lot of manual labor. The clients aren't coming through, and unfortunately sometimes people, they don't appreciate the skills that you bring to the table and the years of education that you've put in, and they're trying to get discounted rates, but they don't take into account that it took a lot for you to get to the point that you're at. You're not paying for that particular hour. You're paying for years of knowledge and understanding and thought process that the person has given to you. So if they were to collaborate all these people in school together and pair them up and find out how they can come together and work together as a team, then there would be a lot more successful small organizations out there. There's so many small organizations I see failing because of lack of the ability to work together and grow together.
And I believe, Donna, that a lot of that has to do with trust. We don't trust each other, and we have to find trust somewhere. And if you don't trust someone, then you don't have a lot of faith in them. And like you said, there's a lot of times that people in general who are jealous of someone else and what they're doing, and then we can find a way to get rid of that jealousy and find a way that we can start trusting each other and start using our resources, then we can become a very, very, very powerful force out there in this economy today. And like you said, there's a lot of business things going on, and we find that a lot of other ethnic groups are coming into our community, and they are creating businesses. And we're looking at them and saying, well, how can they create a business and stuff right there in our community, and we can't create a business? Well, we have to understand that that if you have a black business and stuff in your community, you have to trust that individual and come to them and give them your services. And I heard what you said about how when you give your service to everybody, it's not just you sitting there and giving a massage or whatever. They have to understand that there is years of experience that you had to gain to be able to do what you're doing. And people don't want to pay for those years of service that you have put forth and that hard work that it taken you to get to where you are today, because we want something cheap all the time, and sometimes cheap is not the best way. And if we can get people to understand that, then I believe that we're going to become a lot more successful at what we're doing. And we have to figure out a way to how to do that, how to give back to our community and how to trust people. We have to figure out a way how to, if you have a home or you have a business or whatever, and there is a person in our community who can do the work, bring them there and let them do the work. And keep that money into our community, because that money is leaving out of our community so fast. It comes in and it goes out within about 10 minutes. The money's gone. And we don't see it. It's not staying there in our community. So we can hold that money into our community for a week. We can see a lot of progress that's going on. And we have to be able to go out and find other people around us and realize that you have to beauty up your own place and stuff. Keep your own place clean. Let them go out. It doesn't take a lot to go out and pick the trash up off the ground. It doesn't take a whole lot to keep the grass cut. It doesn't take any of them to do that. So let's start working and stuff in a positive manner to make ourselves feel better about things, because it doesn't take a whole lot to do some of the things that we need to do and stuff to become prosperous and to be able to do what we need to do to earn money and to keep ourselves up and have pride in ourselves. There's no pride and stuff there. So
that's true. That's true. One of the things I try not to do is segregate one race to another, because we're people as a whole. But if I can speak from my descent from Jamaica, in other countries, we have to work for what we have. We don't have a lot of things that are easily handed to us. When I was in Jamaica, we had maybe one or two TV channels. Here you come and you have 99. You can't even figure out what to watch because there's so many different choices. So you come here and maybe you have 59 pocketbooks to choose from, 59 pairs of shoes. And so people are spoiled. They're spoiled. They don't have to work for what they have. So when you come to this country, it's like, oh, this is great. I can do whatever. Oh, or they maybe, let's say, go to a restaurant and they eat the food and they leave half the food on the table. In another country, they need that half food that's left to survive. So they take advantage of it because it's coming so freely to them. I've often said if people had a chance to leave the U.S. and just get a mission trip for about not even 2 weeks, 1 week in another country, they would come back here joyful, missing the country that they're in and appreciating things better. So we have to work a lot for what we have. We can't just flick lights, flush toilets. You go out into the woods and use the toilet in the pit. So when we come here, whether we come here from Jamaica, whether we come here from Vietnam, whether we come here from Asia, from the Philippines, all those countries, they operate on bare minimum. So when they come here and they see the land of opportunity, they jump in, hands, feet, everything first, and they draw their family with them to create a great success. And so we can't fault them because they see the opportunity and they're going to take full advantage of it. Where here, you look at someone, you ask them, let me just share this with you about an opportunity that can make you better, not change your current situation, but enhance your current situation. They look at you like you have two heads. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm not interested. I have this to do. So already, that's why I always go back to the brain. It's how they're programmed and what, as far as how they're programmed to think and programmed to move ahead. They tell them, go to school, get a degree, become a lawyer, become a doctor. These children have to learn to think for themselves. It may not be a doctor or a lawyer. It may be someone in a blue-collar work that you're going to be a success to someone else. Maybe that's where your skills come from. It doesn't have to be a white-collar environment. A lot of times the children, that's not what they want to do, but they're forced in that direction. So they're programmed all through life. So if people can just think for themselves and just step back and look at what they're seeing in front of them, I think they will get a lot more done. But they don't. They operate, like I said earlier, they're skated on the surface. They're not going below the surface to get their feet grounded, like in yoga. You have to be grounded to be able to make the right decisions. And by building the proper relationship, if we build relationships and establish rapport, we can generate a lot more success and allow people to speak to people and find out what are their downfalls and how can we help? How can we make that relationship better? But they have to also, on the other end, be able to actively listen. Because that's what communication is.
So what you're actually talking about is a deeper relationship, getting people engaged and focus on the necessary things. But like you just said earlier, you have so many choices out there, and because we are a capitalist society, an overabundant society, you might have, for an example, 50 spas or 100 spas in one 10-mile, 15-mile area. So they have choices, and that's where your specialty comes in and the marketing end comes in. Once you get the people in the doors, then that's when you come in and you're telling them certain things. And you're not going to get everybody because a lot of people want quick fixes. Yours is a unique set of circumstances for people who really want and have the desire to be better. Because once they know better, like Oprah say, once they know better, they do better. So the point is that a lot of people want quick fixes. That's why they go to these little spas and nobody pay no attention to them, or they exercise and, and you get a little trainer and they might work with you for 2-3 weeks and, okay, bye, you're on your own. So the thing is, it's just a matter of getting people really engaged and in tune. So I think, that's just America. We got too many choices. You're right, but it's the marketing end and how to get those people engaged, because then they'll realize you're helping them. But the one thing I want you to do is, for the last question, I just want to ask you: is there anything else you want to add that you want to say that you want to tell the people?
Well, I just love life, and I love living. And I'm a fighter, and I'm a conqueror. And nothing you could ever do to me is going to hold me down. One of these days, I'll be publishing my first book. And I will tell you that when I do publish that book, it's going to shed a whole new light on my life and some of the things that I've been through. Because often people feel that the smile on the face is all that it's cracked up to be, and it's not. But if you don't fight through situations and, like I said, grow through them and learn from them and not repeat the same mistakes, then you'll never be an enhanced, improved human being. I truly believe that quick fixes are not the answer, but finding the resolution that's going to take you till the end of times. And if you are going to say that it doesn't matter because I'm going to die anyway, which that tickles me when I hear that, then how shame on you that you're going to have that selfish approach because you have other people that love you that you're going to leave behind when you cut your life short, whether it be not, as a result of not taking care of yourself, your whole holistic health and wellness lifestyle. So I love what I do. I love this whole new vision on my life coaching and my progression into that field, because I'm coming at it from a whole different approach than the average person. And I'm really looking forward to this journey, because I see it as a journey. It's, it's not just a destination. It's the journey through the process that will have that person not change, that will allow the person to change their mindset to being more consistent and not seeking those quick fix through life.
Absolutely. And, Donna, I wanted you to know that if you need any help with getting your book together, please let us know. We have several other authors out there that we are working with and everything in our blog, and I know that one day we're going to try to get together with all of them and you also, and we can all sit down and have a conversation, and they can meet you just like I have met you today, and I'm pretty sure that they will be glad to be associated with you and know that there are people out there who are like-minded, who think alike, and we're all out there with the same goal, and that is to help our community to find solutions to their problems and to be able to be successful and stuff in what we're doing, and understand that all of us did not get where we are today by finding an easy way out. There were some tough and hard roads and stuff that we had to overcome to get where we are today. And you are not going to get anything that's going to be good if you don't work hard for it. And we have to make sure that our younger generation and even the people who are out there now who are looking for a handout or whatever say, hey, those things that come easy aren't worth having. You have to work for what you want. And if you don't work for it and you don't work hard for it, then it's not going to mean anything and stuff to you. And I'm hoping and stuff that my knowing you, and I know Ted and stuff has been knowing you for a long time, that we can become very prosperous and stuff and everything and whatever we're doing, and also be able to pass along our knowledge and our skills and our experiences to other people and to our readers and stuff who are going to be starting to read our blog. We're looking to do some great things and stuff with this blog. Ted and I have been working together closely and stuff for about how long, Ted? About 3 or 4 years now. And it seems like every time we start something, there's something else that comes up. But we've been able to be successful and stuff. And there's the money connection thing that we've just started. And hopefully we can expand upon this thing, and that all of our authors come in, and that we can get our viewership up, and we can help Donna and Complete Essence, and we can help all the other authors that we have out there who are doing positive things out there, because we have ministers, we have doctors, we have actors, we have corporate people, all that out here that are coming together. We're trying to bring them all together and to be a positive effect and stuff within our community. We have a young lady and stuff, and he was doing our artwork and our video portion and stuff of it, and we're kind of bringing her up on into this thing. So we're out there helping her a little bit, and we're trying to do some positive things, and that's what we want to do, positive, not bring negative stuff, and find solutions and stuff. I don't want to talk about the problem. I want to have a solution for somebody. I don't want to talk about the policeman over there kills someone. I need to find out why this happened and bring a solution to our community so it doesn't happen again. So these are the things and stuff that I think a lot of our media people out there don't really do and stuff. And I hate to call names or whatever, but we know who they are. They always rising up because something bad happened, and then they're not there to help the solution. And I think that we can't just be reactionary toward things. We need to get out there and start working on the ground and helping people to be able to improve themselves, be able to find out where their problem stuff is and be a solution to their problem. So
that's right.
Anyway, that's my spiel. I've enjoyed talking to you today, and I'm hoping that we can continue this relationship and everything. And I know Ted and stuff is very excited about this, and he's excited about you joining our team, and I am very excited also. Mr. Harvey?
Well, I'm excited to be here.
Yes, we are. We're very excited. We appreciate your blogs, and thanks for being on our team. We want to thank the guests and the listeners that are out there. We thank you so much, Donna. And next time we might be discussing some deeper things and go into real deep thoughts on how you really feel, although we got a big glimpse of you, but some subject matters that we can really go into in depth. So thank you, Donna, so much for being on the program, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you both for having me today.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.